Who's ready for cheesy quesadillas? Guys, Cinco de Mayo is here, but Gina and I are not just making regular quesadillas, we're making Chef Roy Choi's Blackjack Quesadilla with a Korean twist to it. So let's start cooking. So the first thing we need to do is make our spicy pork marinade. So first thing we needed was a lot of Korean chili paste, jalapenos, sugar, garlic, soy sauce, green onions, sesame oil, orange juice, and Sprite. It's going to make a beautiful red sauce that we're going to pour over the pork, and we're going to marinate it for at least 2 hours.
The salsa verde, and we're making it from scratch. So the verde is basically 3 parts. The first part is infusing the oil with the clove of garlic, which we've already done. So you just heat up the oil with 1 garlic in there until it turns brown. Now, the second part. We are going to stink up our house. We are going to blacken some jalapeno and onions on a pan. Kat, when we were making the marinade, I was a little alarmed at how much of the ingredients it called for. So Kat and I halved it, and it was still a lot. I think you could quarter it and it would be the right amount, but I've got extra. I'll probably make some really yummy pork ribs later in the week with it. I put a tiny bit of oil on it because I just don't like things burning.
Okay. I'm just doing it dry because I think that to get it blackened, you want to kind of char it.
Well, I guess we're showing you both ways. With a little oil, will it blacken, and then Kat, no oil. So I'm gonna leave it alone so it can get hot. Oh! So I'm only making half the meat. It called for 2 pounds of the pork belly, and I'm only making 1 pound, which looks like a lot still.
Me too.
In the recipe, it only serves for 4.
Because he makes these batches really big for the Kogi truck, that maybe he just gave us the entire ingredient list. It's like, oh, but you only need 8 tablespoons. So I told Gina, I go like, this is gonna be a vat.
I can't wait. Move this over, and then we'll go back to the salsa. So, part 3 of our salsa. So we made our oil, we infused it with garlic, we blackened some jalapeno with onions. And this was another ingredient where I questioned the quantity. It called for 10 bunches of cilantro. So I did half. I did get 5 bunches as I define bunches. Look at that. That is a lot. And I halved it, so I have here ½ cup of salt, and I am rethinking of using this much. I think I'm just gonna sprinkle some in. I don't know why you need so much salt. Oh, that's salty. Let's do it.
Are you a fan of Roy Choi? I love his cooking. It's so simple. He has that show called, is it Chef? With Jon Favreau? I can never say his name.
No, I didn't hear about Roy until I saw him as a guest chef on the Selena cooking show.
Gina, you didn't know who Roy Choi was?
And then you said
I'm
he
disappointed.
was awesome. So then I was
He's
like,
only like the guy that brought like Korean fusion mainstream. His Kogi truck is like one of like the biggest like following in LA. People are standing around the corner for his food.
I had Korean food at home. My mom was making it. I didn't need to look for it. So this was not the easiest thing we've ever made. There was just a lot of ingredients, and I felt like a lot of prep, but like to look at everything, it was a bit much, and I had just ingredients all over the place. So I do highly recommend that you prep and measure out everything ahead of time. I already know it's gonna all fall out, so yes, I'm using a fork.
I'll tell you what I'm doing first. That was too much salt, so I'm scraping it off. Even though it's just a slight drizzle, it was too much salt. Do not do the cup of salt. I even do a cup. I did 1/8 of a cup. It was still too much.
I did like 1/8 of a half of cup. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I probably did 1 tablespoon maybe, and then I thought it was too salty. So seriously, do not add salt to your verde. So this is really good. I mean, for me, I love it because the spicy pork is the bomb. Eating it with cheese, because I'm used to eating it without cheese, it takes a little getting used to, but it's super good. I would definitely celebrate Cinco de Mayo this way. With a little Asian flair.
Screw the green salsa. The meat is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It is, I can't even find fault with it. It is so good.
Like, I don't even need the cheese. I think you add cheese to call it a quesadilla, but sorry. So down on the green salsa, but thumbs up for the meat and the marinade.
So good. So good.
Thanks for joining. I hope that was helpful. I hope we inspired you to make one of these recipes that we've tested. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks so much.